So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Evil Spawn, 1987. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 stars. This is going to be a ripoff on The Wasp Woman, Roger Corman, Jack Hill, flick from 1959 AIP. And I've never seen that one, but if you want to know the background of Evil Spawn, it's best to check out the Schlock Pit online. Talks about Psychotrotic video magazine, circa 1990. There was a dispute between the director Kenneth J. Hall and the ghost producer Fred Olen Ray, who directed the John Carradine scene, just like he did with the Demented Death Farm Massacre. So, John Carradine was looking for work, and Fred Olen Ray became his friend, sort of like Ed Wood and Bela Lugosi, like I was saying, pull the string in my last video. But John Carradine looks pretty beat up and not in good health. I think he had rheumatic arthritis around this time, and he died a couple of years later. This wasn't his last film, though. I think John Carradine's last film was Bikini Drive-In, which was released years after his death. Okay, that was the movie that I was thinking about in my last video. But yeah, if you want to see the background of Demented Death Farm Massacre, Evil Spawn, check out the Schlock Pit. There's a blog post dated 8/26/2020. I thought it was boring. The kill scenes are pretty decent, though, and there's a lot of white women full frontal nudity in this. I mean, a lot. And the rest of the movie is quite boring. So, around the time that Fred Olen Ray was making Commando Squad, he was having sort of a career crisis. He hadn't made a decent movie since The Tomb, which is a great flick. Another one with John Carradine, I think. The Tomb. It's got Michelle Bauer, of course. Great flick. And he'd thrown in the towel on a $30,000 16mm horror movie he was making. It was then called Deadly Sting. At that time, it was even more of a ripoff on The Wasp Woman. But they had to reshoot the entire pool scene to make a different monster. And Fred Olen Ray hired on the Kenneth J. Hall to direct and to reshoot that scene. So the John Carradine scene was actually pulled from yet another Fred Olen Ray project called Frankenstein's Brain from 1985. And there's a bunch of lost footage from that Frankenstein's Brain, but there are some photographs on the Retro Entertainment A lot of bonus features on there. Outtakes, trailers, get to see the scalps trailer. Another great Fred Olen Ray flick from 1983. And I guess Fred Olen Ray met John Carradine on the set of Shockwaves, another great flick with Peter Cushing, the Nazi zombie creeper movie. And that's how he met John Carradine. So pretty interesting history going on here. With all these unfinished projects of Fred Olen Ray having a career crisis around 1987 while he was making the Commando Squad. I know he's made 150 movies, which is pretty impressive. Not on par with Jesus Franco, but still, it's up there. A lot of stuff that I haven't seen yet. A lot of trailers on this retro entertainment, retro image entertainment. So there's that, and I thought the bonus features were more interesting than this. The dialogue is so bad that I had to keep rewinding, honestly, to get what the actors were saying about each other. It's pretty much the same plot as, or lack thereof, I should say, of The Wasp Woman, namely an aging blondie actress wants to look young. She wants the lead part in a blockbuster movie. She fancies herself as getting an Oscar for, but she's not in her 20s anymore, so she's getting like Z-grade horror movie scripts. And so it starts out with some kind of serum from Venus that breaks loose. Fred Olen Ray's former wife has got this interesting poof hairdo from the 80s. And she's got her suit eyebrows going. She's very intense. She lets one of the creatures loose and kills this guy, and the guy proceeds to rip this random guy's arm off. That's how the movie starts. And then you get the scene with Fred Olen Ray's ex-wife and John Carradine talking about Frankenstein's brain, an unfinished project that he pulled and used for this sci-fi movie. I think it's about 1 or 2 minutes long, the John Carradine scene, and he's going off cue cards. He looks totally confused, and he looks like he's ready to die, and he does die in the film. I don't know how the Carradine sons kept their father alive for so long. After watching this, kind of feel sorry for him, really. And he was a great actor. He was in Mummy's Ghost. He was in a bunch of Kung Fu episodes. House of Dracula, House of Frankenstein. A lot of good movies he was in. He's quite a prolific actor, this John Carradine. He was even in movies after he died, similar to Bela Lugosi. That's why I keep thinking of Bela Lugosi and Ed Wood when I think think about the latter stage of John Carradine's career, because Fred Olen Ray is kind of a 80s version of Ed Wood, I guess you could say. He's kind of a Don Dohler kind of a blood, boots, and beast kind of guy. So, anyways, the actress starts injecting the serum. She turns into a monster, and she starts wasting all of her enemies. Interesting monster costume. It's not the same monster costume as Fred Olen Ray was using when he was directing it before he handed it off to Kenneth J. Hall, because Fred Olen Ray was worried that he would get sued by Roger Corman. Why do I keep calling him John? I keep thinking of John Carradine, and then I switch over to Roger Corman. Anyways, the old lady's getting her COVID jab, her poison jab, the lab animal experimentation. I hope she doesn't die like hours later, because then I'd have to move out and find another place, and probably end up moving to Wyoming, seeing how it's unaffordable to live around these parts. But anyways, that's pretty much the movie right there. Not a great flick. I'm not going to say highly recommended or check it out, but if you want to see the background, check out the Schlock Pit. It's definitely a good read if you're interested in seeing the details behind it. Because Fred Olen Ray was definitely having a career crisis. I wonder when he was doing his professional wrestling gig. Fabulous Freddie Valentine. Remember, I posted some of his wrestling, big time wrestling stuff that he used to do in high school gyms here in California. And it's got the bonus features on this is Night Owl Theater. He's got this fake mansion, and with his present wife, I don't know if they divorced, but he's got some kind of weird looking S&M torture chamber going in his mansion. A lot of weird stuff there from the great Fred Olen Ray. This is not one of his better ones, though. I like Scalps and The Tomb and Demented Death Farm Massacre better than Evil Spawn. Unfortunately, it was a big letdown, really, I have to say. So now check out Flash Future Kung Fu. This should be interesting. It's got a lot of bad reviews on Netflix. So we'll check it out. Hopefully it's one of those so bad that it's good type movies. We'll see later. Oh, by the way, sorry. I wanted to give you an update on the Netflix that are coming next week. because I do have a few interesting ones coming down the pike. Just want to give you a heads up real quick. So I click on Q 500 movies and it just spins around, right? Here it goes. Any day now. I know one of them's a much anticipated sequel to Blood Cult. I'll tell you about that one in a minute. Oh, now it pops up. Okay, I've got Shinbone Alley, 1971, PG cartoon with John Carradine's voice. Then I've got Dr. Dracula from 1980. Don't know too much about that one. But then there's Revenge, which is a much anticipated sequel to Blood Cult. I'm talking Christopher Lewis. And it's got Patrick Wayne, son of John Wayne. Cool. And it's got John Carradine too. Revenge. Looking forward to that one. That one's 1986. I wonder what John Carradine is, what kind of shape he's in this one. He looked better in Demented Death, a Farm Massacre, than he did in Evil Spawn. He just looked like he's ready to go to the nursing home or the hospital ward. I really felt sorry for the guy, but he was probably in his 80s at this time. So he had a long life, lots of movies that we can all treasure. This one isn't one of them. Unfortunately, they should have more John Carradine, less of friend Olen Ray's ex-wife with the hirsute eyebrows and the poof hairdo. She ends up shooting herself in the mouth for no apparent reason other than cops were banging on her door. And some biographer guy is like, here's on the radio about John Carradine's mad scientist experiments, and he tries to stop her, but he almost gets killed at the swimming pool when the cops showed up. And they end up shooting her, and she reverts back to her human self, of course. That was rather predictable, and that's pretty much it. I didn't spoil the ending because there's more to it, but the ending was okay. If you want to see a better movie, check out Things, or I think Things is better than this one. The one that Barry J. Gillis keeps promoting as the worst movie of all time, which is kind of hard to believe, considering that I've seen way worse movies than that. And his movie is actually so bad that it's good. And that's true of all of his movies, really, at least the ones that I've seen. Things, Wicked World, The Killing Games, those three. So I'll check out Flash Future Kung Fu. Get back to you. I think I still have a couple hours. Maybe I could squeeze in another one. This one's an hour 22 minutes. Evil Spawn was very long, 70 minutes. Or no, It was an hour 40 minutes. Excuse me. So we're talking 100 minutes. And that's just too long. Too much lame dialogue for me. So that's the end of my review. Laters.